Morty. Disqualified.
What are you doing?
A C.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Hot for Shots. I'm your host Johnny Clearwater, and for the first time, I have two guests today. So with me is
Steemit
and Freedom Point. So we're in Tennessee. We've been here for the last week, and I had everybody scheduled for who we were going to do, and then I got a chance to meet you, and I was like, oh man, if you're willing to eat some hot food, let's throw you on the show. So this is kind of it's unique. I haven't done this before.
Right.
And normally we also do a coin flip here, but happens to be a fan of hot food as well as the YouTube series Hot Ones, which was a major inspiration for this show. And she lives up near Heatonist. That's what it's called, right?
Get away from me!
The Heatonist hot sauce shop carries a pack of a few of the sauces that are on Hot Ones. It's cool to have some of the sauces that are on their show, and for me to be able to give a shout out to the show that got me inspired to work. So I think it's great that you brought some sauces. I'm super excited to try them. So for those, I'll start with you. Do you wanna let the audience know a little bit about yourself?
I'm completely lost!
Simple enough. Freedom Point.
I'm the Yeti. I'm a vlogger on Steemit, and I'm about to bash some really hot carrots. Or not carrots, green beans.
Fried green beans.
Fried green beans, yeah.
Yeah, we had lucked out that we had a vegetarian option for you, and I'm pretty excited to get this going. You guys ready to start?
Oh yeah.
So what we're gonna eat, it goes from left to right. We're gonna eat and then go into a question, all right? And I'll feel them starting with you, and I'll just bounce back and forth, all right? So the first one we got up here is one of the ones you brought up.
Steemit.
This is Humble House, Ancho and Marita. Really, really lovely flavor. It's delicious. What is something for which you will always spare no expense?
We could maybe switch it around and ask you some questions.
In my craft and what I do, I know quality, so you don't want a janky piece of equipment that's just gonna die. That's terrible.
I don't think that's a generic. I mean, that's a very important thing. Mine's a holiday. Mine's Christmas.
Yeah.
I'll spare no expense on Christmas. I mean, everything down to the ornaments that I get on the tree.
Oh yeah.
If I had $1,000 in my pocket, I could go to Hallmark and come back broke and excited. You know, like I'm all in it. I'm all about it. So for me, it would be Christmas. All right, see, that was good.
Yeah, it was like
simple.
It's like a nice barbecue sauce.
So this is Angry Aardvark, habanero. We do try to lull you into a full sense of security, buddy. Okay?
Yeah. I feel comfortable. You know, my palate is really, mild honey barbecue.
What's your earliest memory of the internet?
Do it and I'll fucking spank you.
AOL 3.0. That's my earliest thought I can remember is getting on there and trying to chat and find chat rooms. You know, that was cutting edge stuff.
Oh man, chat rooms were so interesting back then.
Oh yeah.
My earliest memory came from chat rooms, but it was using Prodigy, and I was using chat rooms to meet people in other countries and exchange comic books, because I collected comic books when I was a kid and the internet came out. So I got into comic books really young, and I loved that. All right, this one. This is Palo Alto Firefighters. What's something your parents did when you were a kid that you realized was really weird when you grew up?
My dad had a mullet, and so I thought that was securely weird when I grew up. I said, I like it. You had it. I mean, it was in style, but you kept it way too long, bro. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have that sort of thing for my mom. You know what I mean? Like, what did she do that was really weird?
It could even just be like something that maybe you thought was completely different that they were up to. And then you got older and you were like...
Man.
For me, alright, so for me, it's weird that I have just a straight answer for this one. It was sewing. My mother would go on this, with the sewing machine, crazy binge of just sewing things. I don't mean things needed to be sewn. It wasn't until I got older that I found out that was what she did when she was stoned. So she'd go get high, and so that to not be bothered or anything, she'd go sit at the sewing machine and just sew shit. I'm not fixing holes in pants, just, put this in this. So like, that's my answer. How about you? You got one?
My girls got my wife's skin.
Okay, so this is a purple hippo hot sauce. What do you think will be scarce or gone in 10 years? Scarce or gone in 10 years?
Full-time jobs. I'm working the old 9 to 5-er.
Yeah, it's definitely started to slowly dwindle away.
Yeah, doing what you want, navigating your whole day. You know, I'm gonna do a little bit now, a little bit later, and just how the blockchain's growing, the people in Steemit are growing, how the whole ecosystem's growing. I think that's gonna push out that old crap.
Yeah?
I do.
So this is Rogue hot sauce. What was your first official job?
Sam's Club, produce department, hustling fruits and veg, man.
How old were you?
18.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got all the way through school, you know, and that was my first official job. I worked 6 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon, and then I went and walked for graduation the same day.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Did you have to get working papers to be able to work from school, being in school? They had that
If I worked younger.
in New York when I was a
Yeah,
kid.
if I worked younger.
What was your first job?
Well, how much do you know about fracking?
This one, so things start to heat up a little bit here. What's something that always gives you peace of mind?
I hurt people.
I'll answer. Peace of mind for me is ice.
Yeah.
I'm focused.
Ice.
Like I'll be honest with you. I enjoy the fries, but I've got to be out. Like.
You're done?
Yeah, I'm done. Or I'm done.
You got to at least try to go as far as Whitty went. You only did one more.
No. My mouth's watering. I'm over here. I'm like, I got flop sweat going.
I gotta thank you for getting in on it.
Man, I just.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, these were super delicious, man. Like, but you know, when you thought that, like, oh my, you know, I'm not a competitive hots person. I'm like,
I'm not either.
It's a chill.
Yeah, neither are we. Neither are we. This is the death nectar that you're running away from right now.
Yeah. Well, I can tell between my legs. Big Yetis. Yeah.
This is the one that happened. Engine Woody capped out on.
I like it.
It's got a punch.
A bead of sweat runs down Johnny Clearwater's face as he attacks the chicken wing. Death nectar.
If you could outlaw any one thing right now, what would it be?
Black powder. Black powder. Yeah.
Black powder.
Yeah, man. I think that
What do you mean black powder?
all forms of black powder. Like if you, matter of fact, I don't know about
You
outlaw.
like gunpowder?
Yeah, gunpowder. Just like across the board. If you could take it completely out of history, we would all be in a completely different place just because of that one thing. That and deep fryers.
It gets you, right?
It comes right out of that bottle. Says, "Dear eater, I hate you. I just want you to know." Right off. Just.
Oh, okay. All right. Mad Dog 357. That's this one. think I'll be alright. After getting through that fucking...
Oh yeah, he searched that thing up, didn't he? Oh. I thought I saw it go with the mustache and stuff. That'll keep giving.
If you had an entire year without any responsibilities at all, what would you seek to accomplish?
One more time?
If you had an entire year without any responsibilities at all, what would you seek to accomplish?
Travel. See as much stuff as I could. Like, no one would expect anything from me. I would just kind of head out, and I want to see the stuff that you see on TV. You know what I mean? Because people, they see that, and they're like, man, that's so cool, but then they're too chicken to go see it, because we all have responsibilities, you know? That's what I would do. You would never see me.
This question popped up in episode 2 with Pico Kernel, and I answered it. That was my answer. Travel, 100%. As much as you could possibly squeeze in.
Earlier this year, I went on a toilet strike. I stopped going to the bathroom.
This is another one I've never had, so I don't know. So while my mouth is on fire, I want to give a huge shout out to Sean Evans at Hot Ones and First We Feast for putting that great show out there. If it weren't for watching your show, I wouldn't have been inspired to do this. So it's an honor today to have your Scorpion edition of The Last Dab as our final episode sauce for the day today. Our final sauce for this episode.
Is this why I had to come down here this morning, man? Is this why I had to miss my fucking cartoons?
Cheers.
So straight.
Flavors are excellent. Really, really good. So it's not, I don't care, we finished with this. But it's not as hot as either of the two that we just had a second ago. Yeah, that was... Tastes fantastic. A sauce like this, if it were on my show on a regular basis, would probably fall in right here, somewhere between Rogue and Hellfire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's not as hot as the Hellfire. It tastes delicious. The flavor's amazing. How should success be measured? And by that, who do you consider the most successful person?
I think success should be measured by the amount of peace in the individual. You know what I mean? Because if they're being successful at what they're doing, it doesn't matter what it is, business, industry, you know, their spiritual life, whatever they're doing, growing industrial hemp. When you're feeling successful, there's a peace about it. I think that's how I measure that.
Oh, that's a fucking pepper I just pulled right out of my tooth. Right out. How about you? Oh wait, there's a second part of that. So who do you consider then to be, by that definition, who do you consider to be the most successful person?
I don't know. By that success, I mean, I've met a lot of people, you know what I mean? And I've met a lot of people doing a lot of different things. And one person I think that's really, oh shoot, I don't know. By that, I think that I most like, I like to sit down with older generations. You know what I mean? Like
I do.
Yeah. So like when you get someone that's like maybe might be in their 80s and they're talking about their life, you can feel a peace about them. So I think that's probably, and most people in their 80s, you know, like they've been there, they've done that. And I think there's a certain reverence to that. And then for the majority of it, they have a peace because like it's like a job well done kind of peace, and I have no idea what's next if I'm gonna wake up tomorrow kind of a peace. Like there's that transition. You know what I mean? I think that's something that we could teach to people. Like, because I don't know why we go so hard and so fast all of our lives to try to have that peace. We can have it now. You know, we just have to change our perspective.
All right.
I have 5 days or I'm gonna die.
So what'd you think, man? You didn't go all the way in, but
I loved it. I didn't go all the way in, but I've got a cauldron of hate right here. I'm wanting to get it. You know, it didn't hit me in the face like you got it. I think it was because I had the green beans and it was a different kind of a chewing and getting it down. But as far as going down, I feel it's just like a nice gurgle. But man, every one of them that I could make it through, wonderful flavor.
Well, I'm really glad. I'm really glad to have had you here.
Saucy kind of guy.
So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching another episode. I'm Johnny Clearwater. And Freedom Point and I'll see you next week.